Did you go and create a new dragon in World of Warcraft, only to get through the starting zone with no idea how to use their spells and abilities?
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice.
Yup!
Are you looking to make a new one when the expansion comes out and want to get a head start? Either way, instead of you trying to figure it out, I'm going to break it down for you and make it easy to understand. Be sure to stick around to the end for a bonus tip.
Take it to the next level.
Is it hot in here? So how does all this fire stuff work, huh? Do I take the
Blue pill
or the
red pill?
Or is there some kind of weave to make all this happen? This will not be a min-maxing guide. This is meant to make the class a little easier so you can play around with it and figure out what's going to work best for you. As you level up and gear up, just take the gear with a higher item level. If you need to choose between two stats, take the mastery, leave the versatility. Honestly, the most daunting part is that many people are already a little overwhelmed by the new talent tree system, and this class is brand new, so you don't even have a reference point to start from with the talents. We're going to break this down by looking at the main abilities you're going to use and look at the talents that affect those abilities and the interactions the abilities have with each other. Because you want to beat some ass like a real dragon, not just look like a couple of fairies trying to make a dress.
Make it blue. Make it pink.
Let's check out the filler spells first. Get the boring ones out of the way. These filler spells are just your basic spells you'll cast when you don't have anything else available. Living Flame is a casted ability that deals damage or heals depending on the target.
Oh, that feels good.
Living Flame is affected by Enkindled, Leaping Flames, Engulfing Blaze or Ruby Embers, Burnout, Honed Aggression, Ruby Essence Burst, and Snapfire. Enkindled and Honed Aggression both give Living Flame a little more damage.
Whoopee!
Leaping Flames makes Living Flame hit more targets based on the empowered level of the last fire breath. Engulfing Blaze makes the cast time of Living Flame half a second longer and deal 40% more damage. Ruby Embers gives Living Flame a dot effect. Burnout gives Fire Breath a chance to make Living Flame instant cast, so that extra cast time from Engulfing Blaze doesn't hurt as much. Snapfire gives Living Flame a chance to make Firestorm an instant cast. Firestorm is a talent that gives you an AoE to drop on the ground. Ruby Essence Burst gives Living Flame a chance to make essence spending abilities cost no essence. We'll hit on essence in a bit. Azure Strike is instant cast and deals a small amount of damage to two targets. Protracted Talons, Honed Aggression, and Azure Essence Burst affect Azure Strike. Protracted Talons makes it hit one extra target. Azure Essence Burst gives it a chance to make that essence spending ability cost no essence. Honed Aggression causes Azure Strike to deal just a little more damage. I just use Azure Strike in AoE situations when my Living Flame isn't instant cast.
Hold on.
Empowered spells are a new thing for Warcraft. These spells are going to be charged and released at levels 1 through 3, or 4 if you take the Font of Magic talent. You have two options in the combat section of the options menu to change how you charge the abilities. You can either hold the key down and release when you want the spell to go off, or you can double tap it. Fire Breath deals the same amount of damage no matter the empower level you use. Most of the time, you'll want to use it at power level 1, which adds a longer dot to the target. If you want to blow your wad all at once, be sure to use it at the highest empower level. Use it for both single target and AoE or cleave situations. Fire Breath is affected by Blast Furnace, Heat Wave, Burnout, Catalyze, Leaping Flames, and Feed the Flames or Ever Burning Flame talents. Blast Furnace makes the dot last 4 seconds longer. Leaping Flames makes the damage from Fire Breath cause Living Flame to hit one more enemy per empower level used. Heat Wave just gives it more damage. Catalyze makes Fire Breath deal damage 100% more often during Disintegrate. Burnout gives Fire Breath a chance to make Living Flame instant cast. It stacks twice. Feed the Flames and Ever Burning Flame are mutually exclusive.
No, why?
I don't know. Feed the Flames reduces the cooldown of Fire Breath by 2 seconds when Essence Burst is consumed. I like this one. It makes things smoother.
Smoother than a baby's bottom.
Ever Burning Flame extends the duration of Fire Breath dot by 1 second when you hit the bad guy with a red spell. Eternity Surge deals direct magic damage. The more you rev it up, the more targets you hit. Eternity Span, Causality or Eye of Infinity, and Scintillation affect Eternity Surge. Eternity Span makes Eternity Surge and Shattering Star hit twice as many targets.
That's one more.
Duh.
Causality reduces the cooldown of Eternity Surge by 1 second when an essence spending ability is used. Eye of Eternity generates 1 essence when Eternity Surge crits. Scintillation causes Disintegrate to sometimes cast a level 1 Eternity Surge at 60% effectiveness.
A fancy game for fancy lads.
Essence is your primary resource, and you have 5 essence, unless you talent into a 6th. Pyre will cost 2 essence, since you'll always take the talent that reduces it to 2, and Disintegrate costs 3 essence. Essences are affected by Innate Magic, Essence Burst Talents, Power Nexus, Essence Attunement, Causality or Eye of Infinity, Titanic Wrath, Arcane Vigor, Power Swell, and Hoarded Power. Innate Magic makes Essence regenerate faster.
Must go faster.
Azure and Ruby Essence Burst talents give your filler abilities a chance to make your next Essence spending ability free. Power Nexus gives you 1 more Essence. Essence Attunement lets Essence Burst stack twice. We already looked at Causality and Eye of Infinity. With Titanic Wrath, your Essence Burst increases the damage of affected spells by 15%. Arcane Vigor causes Shattering Star to generate 1 Essence. Shattering Star is an ability from a talent that you'll want to explore later. Power Swell increases your Essence regeneration by 100%. Hoarded Power gives your Essence Burst a 20% chance to not be consumed. This one's kinda nice. Pyre is an instant cast ability that costs Essence and deals AoE damage. Looks something like this. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Pyre is affected by dense energy, charged blast, and volatility, alongside talents that generally affect essence spending abilities. Dense energy makes Pyre cost 1 less essence. Volatility gives Pyre a 30% chance to hit a nearby target again. Charged blast increases the damage of Pyre by 5% every time a blue spell deals damage. Not my favorite talent for simplicity, because you need to track stacks and change when you use which spell. It's kinda messy. Disintegrate is a channeled ability that costs 3 essence. Arcane Intensity, Scintillation, and Natural Convergence, alongside talents that affect essence spending abilities, affect Disintegrate. Arcane Intensity increases Disintegrate damage, Natural Convergence causes it to channel 20% faster, and we already looked at Scintillation. Let's take a look at the cooldowns for this class. Deep Breath is an awesome ability. You'll fly over the bad guys and deal AoE damage. You'll probably want to wait until your tank has aggro before dropping this bomb on the bad guys. Tyranny, Lay Waste, Terror of the Skies, Onyx Legacy, and Recall affect Deep Breath. Tyranny gives Deep Breath the full benefit of your mastery. Your mastery increases your damage to higher health targets, almost like a reverse execute. Lay Waste increases Deep Breath's damage. Terror of the Skies gives Deep Breath a stun. Recall lets you go back to your starting point after casting Deep Breath. And Onyx Legacy reduces the cooldown to 1 minute. Tip the Scales makes your next empowered spell instant and cast at the highest level. Dragon Rage expels 3 pyres and makes Essence Bursts a 100% chance for 14 seconds. Dragon Rage is affected by Animosity and Tyranny. Animosity extends the duration of Dragon Rage by 6 seconds when you cast an empowered spell. This is actually one of the important parts of rotation. Tyranny, again, gives you the full benefit of your mastery during Dragon Rage. Last but not least, we have Fury of the Aspects. Don't worry about forgetting you have Lust, because nobody else will let you forget. Okay, let's put this all together now. In my opinion, it's best for your damage if the tank pulls as much as they're able to handle. Not just because you want to show off for the sexy Vulpera you're running with, you weirdo, but because it makes it more worth it for you to pop cooldowns on trash mobs. When everything is gathered up, you can use Tip the Scales and Dragon Rage. I would hit both at the same time because you're going to use your 2 empowered spells next, and that's going to add another 12 seconds onto your Dragon Rage. Use that Eternity Surge first, since the max empower level will allow you to hit more trashies. Then use a level 1 Breath of Fire, and keep those 2 on cooldown. Now you just alternate between Azure Strike and Pyre, and boom! There's your AoE. If you want to use Living Flame during Burnout, I think that's a good idea. When your Dragon Rage drops off, just keep going back and forth between your 2 AoE spells until you're low on targets. For a single target, just alternate between Living Flame and Disintegrate, while keeping your empowered spells on cooldown. Once you have these basics down, you should be able to start experimenting with adding other talents that add more abilities to your bars, and passive ones that will slightly change your basic rotation. Oh hey, I promised you a bonus tip, didn't I? Just don't expect me to tell you how to get a hunter to stop pulling extra mobs with Barrage, 'cause I don't know. But if you're struggling to get a cast off during a fight, use Hover, and you can cast while moving. Also, you can choose the direction you move when you hover, so you don't always have to move closer to whatever it is you're fighting. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. I'm sure I'll mess around with these dragons a little during Dragonflight, but I got rogue things to do. Hopefully this is enough to get you started. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. And don't forget to burn the hell out of the like button on your way out, and subscribe if you're having fun here.